So I figured I'd do another video. I know the last one didn't have good audio towards the end, but that's okay. I didn't say anything important. Today, I don't know. Well, there is one thing I could talk about. My sophomore year, I broke my back. Sophomore year of high school, sorry. I broke my back. And, well, I had 2 fractures on my L5 vertebrae, and I had to sit out of track and soccer. I was doing track and soccer, and I was also doing my own workout, not really workout, but I was training to be on varsity, and my body kept on getting hurt over time, and the more I strained myself, the more I weakened my back, because I pole vaulted my 8th grade and freshman year of high school, which was not the best thing for a back. Let's see. So the continual bending backwards of me pole vaulting and then going right to soccer after track, I wouldn't get home until like 11 o'clock, if that. And then I had schoolwork and all this other shenanigans to go on with. But I was... Once I couldn't play soccer, I didn't know what to do with myself. For some reason, I don't know why, but I started cutting. Because I could handle the physical pain of a broken back better than I could handle the emotional pain of not being able to play soccer, or track, or run, or do stuff that I felt like I could do. I think I started when I was a freshman. I started cutting when I was a freshman in high school. I can't really remember, but I know I was doing it in my sophomore year, and I continued all the way until about, let's see, it's 2012. I'd say November of 2011. So 7 years. Yeah. But also, I was not the happiest person. Well, to you guys, I probably was. I'm very good at hiding my emotions. I wanted to die because I felt alone. I know my parents loved me and still love me, but it's like you need a specific kind of love. Something that's just not every day. What am I trying to say? Like, everyone knows that their parents love them. I mean, that's the foundation of parents. They'll love you no matter what. Along with your family, like your brothers and sisters. No matter what you do, they'll always love you. But for some reason, I had it in my mind that I couldn't be loved by them. Which I don't know. I thought they didn't choose to love me, they were forced to love me, and I want someone to choose to love me for who I am. And in high school I didn't have that. My right now, right now in 2012, I don't talk to anyone from my high school. I'll occasionally say, "Hey, what's up?" to Larva, but that's about it. I mean, no one. I graduated in 2009 with a bunch of people, and I had 250 kids, and 10 kids from my high school came to my graduation party. 10. That's just from my high school. Everyone else came from my church and my relatives. But I had 10 people from my high school. I didn't even have the guy that I hung out with the most in high school. He didn't even show up. So that's how I show up to everyone that I went to lunch with every day. I went to their graduation parties. I even went to people who were a year and 2 years older than me. When they graduated, I went to their graduation parties. Did they come to mine? No. But so that's the foundation of cutting. Most of you don't, excuse me, most of you don't understand, the foundation of cutting. Cutting is something that, it's weird. Somehow someone gets the idea of cutting themselves, but it's proven by psychology that when you cut or you get hurt, your brain releases endorphins to mask how much pain you're actually in. So the more cuts you do, the more endorphins you're releasing, and the better you feel. I know it doesn't make any sense, but trust me, I can go over to my dresser or my bookshelf and pull out a book if you want me to. So basically, the more I cut, the more I felt better. And the more I felt that, I don't know, alone. Which compounded into me cutting more, which made me feel more alone. I told my soccer coach about it. What's the best way to say it is, I was having girl problems. Yeah, right. And I mean, looking back now, they're stupid reasons, but I grew up in a very different household than most of you. My first girlfriend was my sophomore year of high school, before I started cutting, and I got a text or I got a call from someone saying that she was cheating on me, and I don't know if it was true. I didn't accept it, and whatever, and that hurt me, and obviously, and so I took it out on myself. I didn't say anything because I'm non-confrontational still, and I just let it go, because if I liked her, if she wanted to be with me, then go right ahead, be with me, but if you don't, then you can tell me. I'm not gonna get hurt unless you give me a bullshit answer, well, I don't know, I'll come up with one later. But I started cutting, and then I started seeing another girl. I don't want to get into that now. That's another story. Make sure, if you want to hear it, just let me know. Which you probably will eventually hear it. But I was up to at least 100 cuts a night. I mean, I had patterns going on my arm. I was always wearing long sleeves. Once my mom and dad found out, I moved to my hips. So in the grand total, I'm pretty sure the last time I counted, I had 100 cuts on my left shoulder, 95 on my right, 60 on my right hip, and 130 on my left hip. that may seem like a lot to you, but most of the scars that I have, well, the most of the cuts that I didn't scar. Like I don't know why, but I don't have any scars from most of my patterns that I was doing on my arms. I stopped for a while, then I actually had to get back surgery my senior year. A week after I turned 18. And that was amazing, let me tell you. I was out of school for 2 weeks-ish, about. And just awful. Just laying on my couch in my main floor for a week straight when I got out of the hospital. And then I don't really remember. Well, it was 2 weeks. A week and a half, and then I went half days for a week and a half. So I started cutting again then, because I was going to go to Wilmington College to do soccer and physical therapy. Like, I still could have done physical therapy, don't get me wrong. I did, but the biology department wasn't what I thought it would be. The reason I decided to go to Wilmington was because of their soccer program, and I already accepted. I already was planning on going. I had scholarships and whatnot, but I wasn't going to play soccer, which I grew up every year I played soccer. I'm pretty sure. There might have been like 1 or 2 years when I was really, really young where I didn't play because I was checking out other sports or something like that. But I don't know. Cutting became a part of my life that I was identifying with it. So instead of saying I'm a soccer player, or my name is David, I work at Kroger, or I work at Target, or I work at Kohl's, or something like that, I would say I'm David and I'm a cutter. I mean, I was fine with it. I had no problem. I wasn't hurting anyone else besides me. And it's a daily fight even now that I can't cut. I can't hurt other people. I mean, I really don't understand why it hurts other people. Like I say it does, but I don't see how it hurts other people. If I'm taking all my emotion out on, like, if I was athletic and I'd take all my emotion and put it into sports. Well, if you don't put your emotions into sports, and you put it into something else, right? Well, this was how I put my emotions into something else. Like, artists will put it into their work, musicians into their music, gamers, into their games. But I would put it into me because I felt like everything was my fault. Like, all my relationships were my fault. And I'm sorry to all of you. I felt like I didn't matter to anyone. No one would come up to me and say, "How are you doing today?" No one would say, do you want to go out and get coffee and talk?" Okay, there was one instant where someone did that, and I started opening up to them, and I as of now, I don't talk to her. That was, I think, my junior year. Yep, that was my junior year. In choir, someone asked me randomly. I was very shocked. Well, I don't know how it actually started, but she looked at me and asked me if I was okay, and I was like, yeah. But then she just stopped looking at, she kind of kept looking at me and didn't actually believe me and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, yes, I'm fine. But finally she just said, you're not okay, let's have coffee. So we talked over coffee a couple times, and then I don't know what happened. I mean, I really don't know what happened. But that's okay. I mean, I'm alive, I'm here, it's in the past. But yeah. What else? I know this one wasn't as like structured as the other one was, but this is my intention. I mean, when I sit down with someone and listen to what they're talking about, they move from one thing to another thing to another thing to another thing, and they're not confined by time. Confounded. I'm not very good with words. They're not restricted by time. And I mean, at a certain point, people would stop watching videos that are 20 minutes long. So, that's why. Shut up. So yeah, my name is David Krallman. It's August 12th or 13th. I don't know what day it is. It's Monday. It should be Monday. August 13th, 2012. And this is day 2.